Hey everybody, I'm Scott Starcher and I love to cook. Welcome to Make Your Belly Happy Barbecue. Let's get to cooking. Hey everybody, it's Scott from Make Your Belly Happy Barbecue, and today I'm going to try something I've never tried, but I was in a fresh market and they had fresh pork belly. So I've seen Malcolm Reed's video on how to make pork belly burnt ends, pork candy, whatever you want to call it. So I'm down here in Florida visiting the girls. There's Samantha, she's got to go work later so she's napping. There's Becca, there's the dogs, and Bronson. And the new kitten, new kitty. Say hello, Minerva. She's just exploring her little new world, so she's good to go. So anyways, I'm going to attempt these pork belly burnt ends. If they come out right, they will make my belly happy. If they don't come out right, they make Bronson's belly happy. So I'm going to get them all cut up. I'm going to put some rub on them, and I want to get them on my Weber kettle. I've got the 2-zone cooking going. So we're going to cook them and just try and make them as tender as possible so they melt in your mouth, and we'll add some brown sugar, honey to them, caramelize that, and get them tender, I guess is the only way. I've never really had them. I've seen them, and I've heard about them, and I want to try it. So let's hope we're successful and we make our bellies happy, happy, happy. All right, so I didn't get very much, so I just got a couple pieces of pork belly. And the first thing I want to do is remove the skin because it tends to make it a little bit chewy. And I don't want it chewy, I want it tender and melt in your mouth like cotton candy. So I'm just going to stick my knife blade in here. I guess you could keep this skin, blanch it, and then deep fry it maybe to make pork cracklings. Might or might not, I haven't decided yet. So I'm just going to, I want to leave the fat on because that's just going to be some gelatinous goodness. I think that's a nipple or a belly button there, I'm not sure. Okay, so now once I do that, I'm going to cut this in little cubes. About an inch to an inch or so you want to cut them. Just like if you was cutting them for stew meat or something like that, maybe a little bit bigger than stew meat. Or if you was cutting, trim that little bit of silver skin off. If you was cutting brisket burnt ends, you want little squares, little cubes of meaty goodness. Alright. We're going to season this. Get that big hunk of fat off here because that's all that is fat. We're going to season this with some Killer Hogs BBQ rub, and then we're going to come back after it's smoked a little bit and we're going to cook it with or we're going to go ahead and then we're going to put some sugar and honey and like Malcolm says, honey for the money. So hopefully, like I said, I hope all this comes out right. And if it does, I'm going to go get me another pork belly, maybe a whole pork belly, and take it home with me. And then me and my team partner, Mr. Sennett, from North Meat South Smoke, we're going to make us some bacon. So there it is. So now I'm going to get this in my pan and I'm going to season it. I'm going to move this out of the way. Move this into the way. So I just want to kind of line this in my pan. I'm going to cook it on my rack, about 270, 275. I'm going to cook it on a rack so it makes it easier to move, like a chicken rack or whatever you want to call that. I'll cut those two in half. So I think it would probably do better. Okay, that's it. So I'm going to go out there and get the Weber kettle fired up, get my 2-zone cooking, heat on one side, meat on the other side. I'm going to use some probably cherry and apple and peach. Those are my favorite woods, but these are kind of small, so I'm not going to go very much. I'm going to go very light wood. And so let's get these seasoned. All right, so something I've never tried on pork, but I like this on steak. But I'm just got just a little bit to bind the rubs to the meat. So I'm just going to go a very light dash. But I love this Dale seasoning. So okay, so that's just very light, and I'm going to mix that all up. I want just a light coating, and I don't like that big. I don't mind fat, but I don't want that big hunk on there. Okay, so let me get one of my gloves off here. So I'm going to go with a couple different rubs. I want to go with PitMaster's barbecue team premium barbecue rub. I'm going to do a light on this because I really love the flavor of this. So I'm going to go really light on it because I'm putting about 3 different rubs on this. So I don't want to overpower the meat with all the different rubs. I mean, you can't. To me, I always like a lot of rub, but some people say I go too high sometimes, but I don't know. It always seems to turn out good. Now I'm going to use Butcher Barbecue honey rub. My second favorite rub of all time. This honey rub makes things sweet. It's just got such an incredible smoky barbecue goodness flavor. One of my favorites. Okay, now for my next all-time favorite. This is How to Barbecue Right, Killer Hogs, the AP rub. No, this isn't AP. This isn't the AP, sorry, it's in it. But it's just the regular rub, and I put it in an AP rub bottle because I bought a big 5-pound bag of it. That's the best way to buy it, cheapest. So this, I'm going to go a little bit heavy because this it gives out incredible flavor, incredible color. You'll see once we get this on the smoke for a few hours, just incredible. I mean, I can say incredible over and over again, but it's the only word that I can think of that describes it perfect. So we're going to toss these around, get everything coated nice and neat. So, and this is the one I go really heavy on. The other ones are for the part of my flavor profile. This is for color and flavor, and just rounds out that rub mixture. So give it a good dash. I'm not the neatest. A lot of people would set these out individually, do it, but I'm more of a put them in there and then toss them until they're all coated. All right, that's it so far. I'm going to wait for the smoker to come up to temperature. I'm going to run these about 250, 275, and I'm probably going to leave them on there for at least a couple hours before I check them and not even touch the lid on them. So let's get these on the smoker and see if these are going to make our bellies happy. All right, I'm going to place these the burn ends, the pork bellies, right here on a chicken rack, or what we're going to call this our pork belly rack. And so make sure you leave space between them because you want to get a good bark all the way around them. Hoping they all fit. I think they will, but I didn't count them, so I don't know. You may have to crowd some of them, but that'll be all right. And the reason I'm putting them on this is so it makes them easier to flip, to move around on the smoker. I got, I think, one too many, but that's all right. We'll make it fit. Let's turn this one sideways, and we'll put this little guy right there. Beautiful. That's Purdy and a speckled pup right there. Oh, I'm dropping them. That's not cool. Well, that's the good thing to realize, that I shouldn't be tipping them. Okay, so we're going to get these out on the smoker. Okay, I'm going to drop my coals. This is really cool when you drop these from above. Maybe I'm getting my hands in there. Oh, yeah. Hey, you notice I've only got my hot coals on one side, and then I got my slow and sear in here. And what it does is it's going to allow me to have 2 zones. I'm going to put the meat as far over here as possible. and then these coals will slowly light these coals and keep my temperature where I want. Place our burnt ends over here on this side. Okay. Then we're going to adjust our heat here. We're going to adjust the heat because I don't want it to just jam up and go really hot. I'm going to cut these vents about half. And then this bottom vent, I'm going to go about half. Because I don't want that temperature spiking up over 300 or 400 degrees. Because I want to go low and slow on these. So we're going to come back in about a couple hours and check for color. Alright, these have been in the smoke for about 2 hours cooking. You can see they got really good bark on them. So I'm going to just put them in this pan. And basically, I put them in I kept them on there until the bark sets up. And when you touch it, the rubs don't come off on your fingers. And that's where we're at right now. So, I'm going to hit this again with some honey rub. Just a little bit of honey rub. And some brown sugar. Some brown sugar. And we'll just kind of toss it. Get that brown sugar kind of mixed around. That's kind of good enough there. And then we're going to put some honey on that. And we're just going to drizzle it over. Try and get a little bit of honey on every piece. So just make sure you get honey. That should be enough. We're not doing very many. Now I'll take my spoon and I'll just stir it down a little bit. Get all that honey off here. Alright, we're going to cover this in tin foil and put it back out on the smoker for about 30 minutes or so. These have been sitting out there on the smoker for around another 30 minutes. Letting that honey and brown sugar kind of just melt and coat them all real good. I'm going to temp them just because they look good, they look done, they feel done. I squeeze them and they feel done. But I just want to know, for my own sake of peace of mind, they're running about 180. And a little bit more. I want them about 200. So what I want to do is I'm going to put my secret rub on, or sauce, and then I'm going to put them back out there and let them until they come up to about another half hour, 15-20 minutes or so. It's not going to take long. So, oh, there's a little piece that fell off. Let's try that. Oh my goodness. Lord Almighty. That's good stuff. So let me get my secret sauce. Once we become better friends, then I might share my secret sauce with you. So, all right, let me get that mixed up, get it on here, and then we'll put it back out there on the smoker. All right, so I don't have that much in here, so I'm just going to pour this on here. Like I said, I'll do another thing about sauces and stuff like that. Another video, but as of right now, we'll get that here in a minute. We'll learn that eventually. All right, so I'm just going to coat this up real good, put it out there on the smoker, and let it that sauce and stuff and the sugars caramelize up a little bit better. And then we're going to taste this and give it the old taste test and see if our bellies are happy. Here's our burnt ends. We're using pork belly burnt ends. They're glazed and ready to eat. This is my guest taster, Rebecca. Out of all my daughters, she's definitely in the top 3. So, grab you one. There's big ones, little ones. Hold on.
Hot.
It's a little warm. So, cheers. Make your belly happy. Oh boy, that's some good burnt ends. I'm telling you what. Nice, sweet. Just the way I like them. Caramelized. That's like pork candy. I can sell that to little kids on the street. Look for the van that says pork candy. Pork and candy? I don't know, whatever you want to call it.
Children, stay away.
See the old man in the beard selling pork candy. He's not creepy. He's just selling delicious nuggets of goodness. All right. Make sure you like, share, hit that bell for notifications, and tell your friends. More videos to come. Make your bellies happy. There he is.
Hello.
Look what I got. Can you see it?
Good Lord. What is all that?
Pork belly burnt ends.
Oh.
There's a fresh market. There's a fresh market here in town where Samantha lives, and I went back to the meat department. Incredible selection. The money muscles on those. If I had a freezer, I'd be bringing back about $200–300 worth of meat.